Hi, guys. Welcome into the Pitch Invaders football podcast. I believe we are in episode 7 at this point, and I'd like to do something a little different. I'm not going to do a boring little introduction for you guys. I have a nice bedtime story for you. There once was a bird. Let's say this bird was a cormorant, a red cormorant. Yes? And this bird was told his whole life he'll never walk alone. And yet, so he was walking, and he found himself lost, and he didn't know where to go. And he saw a very spooky Nottingham Forest in front of him, and he was promised, well, I never walk alone, let me go through here. And he went into that forest, and we never heard from him again. Isn't that right, Maxime? Huh?
I don't know what you're referring to.
Oh, you know exactly what I'm referring to, okay? That bird is gone, my friend. Bye-bye. That Dutch bird, Arne Slot, is gone. Bye-bye.
It will stay lost forever.
Yes. All right, well, I mean, that was a...
Okay. That was a nightmare story.
We might as well. Do you want to kick off with that game? Or, I mean, we're going to go over that week anyway, round 4. So let's just... You want to start off with that game, Max? Get it out of the way? Huh?
I mean, listen, things happen. We've definitely revealed some things today about Arne Slot.
Things happen.
And the team.
Hudson Hadouken happened is what happened.
What do you think happened next?
I don't know. I just think we had so much adrenaline. We were riding on the hype and, still kind of riding the Klopp storm. I don't know, but it just we went back to reality. I think we didn't take our chances. We didn't create enough chances. I don't know. Nottingham Forest took advantage. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what happened. And our defense did not hold up.
It did feel like you guys are playing that rock and roll game style again, rather than the slower game style that you guys started with Arne Slot for some reason. I'm not sure what happened.
I don't know. I was going to say, one of the things I recognize is what the attacking players got so frustrated as the game progressed. Szoboszlai and Salah, they kept just miscommunicating. And it just, I could see they were both frustrated. They weren't on the same wavelength, same page. And that was kind of the story of the whole entire, second half, that we kind of created a lot of chances the first half. After that, the tide shifted to Forest. And man, I don't know, man. It was frustrating to watch and frustrating to see players frustrated, Yeah.
You think they were distracted by the shine on Arne Slot's head?
They should have worn sunglasses.
Mm-hmm. That would be the extent of my analysis. No, I mean, honestly, I think I didn't anticipate it because I didn't think they had the quality to, but we know that Nottingham Forest is a counter-attacking squad. They're okay with not having the ball, letting the other team having the ball and trying to catch them on the break. I just didn't think that would be a strategy that would work against a juggernaut like Liverpool. I mean, this was the team that I was promised would have a clean sheet every week for the rest of my life, and they would score 3-4 goals a game, and they would hoist every trophy known to man. Even the Italian League trophy they would hoist. That's what I was promised. So
I thought
what's going on, dude?
I literally thought this was going to be a 3-0 game. Mm-hmm. And I think you guessed it last time. You said that this is a trap game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And then he said
4-0.
4-0.
Oh, okay. Well, you were almost on the right track.
Yes.
I think Amir, one of you may have predicted.
I should have had conviction that this would be a real trap game with a real result, but I just, I wanted to win the game, so.
I think, credit to Nottingham Forest for actually, I didn't see Salah in a lot of, he didn't have a lot of chances in this game. No. It seems like, and I mean, you guys he still had chances, but you guys weren't clinical enough to win, I think.
And Salah wasted a couple. He had some loose passes. I mean, he's not the only one, but he's the leader of the squad. So when he has a bad game, that has an effect as well. So
yeah,
I hope this is just a blip, and I hope that we're back racing after Man City, because that's what it takes. Arsenal and Liverpool have to just keep biting at your feet, unfortunately.
I suppose if If next week we find Arne Slot wearing a hat, then I think we'll know what happened in this match.
The players complained at halftime. Yeah.
All right, let's go with the early morning matchup, guys. We had Southampton playing against Manchester United. Did this result surprise you guys at all, or anything here that you guys?
It surprised me. I tipped my hat to Man United. They got the job done. They got goals scored from all ends of the pitch. Rashford finally got on the score sheet.
Yeah, it's big. So for him. Big for him.
Yeah, I was impressed with what I saw.
I must admit, this is the first game I actually see Southampton play, and I think the way they play, we always say they have possession, so they should try to score goals, and they're just missing a leader. But I think they're just putting themselves in a lot of risky places. They're actually building up way deep in their place. If you try to play possession, you're gonna try to break those lines and get up front, but they are actually not trying to. They're just passing in the back until they make a mistake and then they concede. So I think now, I don't think they're gonna definitely get relegated, but credit to Man U for what they have done. I think finally this was the starting lineup that we wanted to see, maybe from the beginning of the season, and I think they finally got it right in this game where every player was in the right position and they played well.
Okay.
And we should also mention the Onana penalty save.
Yeah.
At 0-0.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That could have easily shifted the whole entire game.
God,
so
that sucks for Cameron Archer, man. Cameron Archer.
It is disappointing.
This is a guy that he was on Sheffield last year, and then they finished bottom of the Premier League, and then he gets sent back to Aston Villa, and then they ship him back out to Southampton, and I think he's going to be 20th again. So it sucks for him.
Unfortunately,
the 2 points I have for this game, honestly, were it was the perfect get right game for Man United and Ten Hag. It's probably the worst team in the Premier League. They're playing early morning. Yeah. There's not as much pressure. He puts the lineup that everybody says he should put. Amad Diallo's been their best player for the last month. So for him to get benched in the last game didn't make any sense to me. Rashford getting the goal against weak competition was really good for his confidence. But you know why I love this, guys? I'll tell you why. Because these are the wins that give Manchester United Nation some hope that maybe they have the right manager. So
that's evil.
The thing is,
that's very evil.
The thing is, guys, is obviously it's hard for me to root for Man United, but if they would have somehow lost or tied this game, we really were probably talking about Ten Hag getting sacked, right? But them winning this game just keeps him around and makes me happy because I know this is all fool's gold, my friends. Fool's gold. You guys got anything?
That's very evil from you.
It's gonna keep going until the end of the season.
Yes,
probably.
Yeah. Just keep this roller coaster of emotions going. Let's get a couple bad losses, no chances, play an easy team like Southampton or Ipswich or whatever, and get a win and stay afloat. We like seeing you in the Premier League, Ten Hag. I personally sign another 10 years if you'd like, my friend.
You know what I really don't like about Man U is they stink, but whenever they win a big game against the top six, they're like, "Oh, we're Man U, we're here."
Yeah, I can see that.
I'm like, "Oh my god, not again!"
Seeing them parade that FA Cup trophy around Manchester this past season because they beat a bunch of hung-over Man City players, I was like, yes, please, just keep celebrating just like this because I know a couple of months from now you guys are gonna say the world is falling apart with the results you guys are gonna get. So keep it up. All right, boys. Brighton versus Ipswich. 0-0 game. Did you guys?
Yeah.
I was very disappointed in Brighton, man. Huh?
Not the scoreline I predicted. I thought it was going to be a high scoring 2-2 or 3-2 or something, but 0-0. It was underwhelming. Especially after last week's performance, where they scored several goals.
21 shots, 6 on target, 3 big chances, 69% possession, 1.66 expected goals. They couldn't bury their chances, man.
Yeah.
I think with Brighton, it's with their start, you expect them to like score and win those games, but I mean, it's not a concern either. It's sometimes you want to avoid losing to those two small teams too. So
Sure.
I mean, they still tied. And I mean, they're in a good place in the table too. So I
Yeah.
think
Okay. Crystal Palace versus Leicester City. This dude, I watched some of this game. Selhurst Park was on it. The energy was
it's a
really,
fun game.
Sometimes these like smaller venues, they might have less fans there, but the fans just, because it's a smaller venue, just amplify more. And that game just felt electric. Would have been one of those fun games. Like if you visit England, you'd like to attend, to be honest. But what do you guys have for this game?
Crystal Palace is in a tough place. They are yet to win their first game, actually. So, I mean, Leicester City, we talk about them every week. We say they deserve to stay in the Premier League, but Crystal Palace coming back from a 2-0 at home, um, they didn't have the start we expected them to have for the season. Four games, no wins. Um, Not, yeah. I mean, I think we should expect more from Crystal Palace. Otherwise, they will be like in a tough spot by the end of the season.
Yeah, the defense, like I watched the highlights. Leicester City looked like they were like running a rampage. Jamie Vardy looked like he was 25 years old.
Had like 4 Red Bulls.
He was tearing the defense up.
Yeah.
Crystal Palace's defense were getting ripped apart by Leicester City. I mean,
he beat Margui in a race to score the first goal.
that's
So
awesome. And then he passed the goalkeeper. I mean,
yeah,
like credit to Leicester. I know Crystal Palace didn't have the best game. They still managed to score the goals, which is what matters. But Leicester City, that first half was all theirs. So I mean, just it felt. I got so much joy watching Vardy, playing like he was at like 25.
he looked fresh for sure.
Yeah, and Mateta. How about that, Christian? I'm sure you're happy.
2 goals.
Yeah. I was wrong about my
Mateta.
guess of Nketiah.
What a
Nketiah
wonderful
didn't
phrase.
score. Nketiah didn't score, but they look good up front.
Yeah.
They look pretty good.
Really good. Nketiah looked really, really good. I mean, he got the penalty that caused like Crystal Palace to tie, so he looked really, really good, I would say.
Are you guys surprised that Mateta is the penalty taker? Because I'll be honest, I would have assumed that would have been Eze's to take.
That was the whole reason I picked Eze as a in my fantasy, because I was very surprised. I don't know if the reasoning is because Eze is not expected to be there long term. Mateta, on the other hand, is maybe a player that can stay at Crystal Palace for several years. I don't know if that's something that the reason, but I think the better kicker is Eze, right? I mean, or am I wrong? Like,
would you want your striker to get on the score sheet and take those penalties? I mean, I think that's the best combo, to have your best taker as your striker, because they would want to score those goals. That's their job, right?
I can understand.
You saying that as the Erling Haaland manager in our fantasy league?
Yeah. Yes.
We don't have to bring that up. We don't need to bring that up.
The only significant note I have for this game is I really think Crystal Palace is missing, I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly, Joachim Andersen, the center back that they... Joachim Andersen. I think he had a really strong partnership with Gahey, and they were a team that, last season were putting out a lot of clean sheets, and I'm sure Gahey misses his buddy. And there was no reason for them to figure that out. And I mean, even there was a chance that they were going to lose Anderson and Gahey, so this team would have been really, they would have looked like Leeds United. Remember when Leeds was in there scoring a couple goals, but they'd allow 4? They would have been like that.
Yeah.
So Gahey's going to be on his own for a while until they figure things out, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Fulham versus West Ham. Did we see Fulkrug starting in this game, boys? No. Who did we see?
No.
We did not.
Yeah, that's
we
right.
did not see him.
Antonio. He still
didn't score.
Antonio started.
Fulkrug is injured, though. That was the reason.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, they played with Solanke, and I mean, Solanke was the one that got the last goal to tie the game, but...
Solanke?
Wait, sorry, not Solanke.
Ings?
But
No.
Danny Ings.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
You got different people mixed.
I know.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah. I don't know. I have some doubts about West Ham now. What do you guys think?
I just think Fulham was good. I mean, I don't
Fulham was
think.
good.
Yeah, I think they met their match. I think they're kind of at the same level.
This
I
But
don't know.
they didn't spend as much as West Ham
this
spent
this
this
is this
transfer window.
this is a completely personal take, okay? But that team just plays harder than everybody else they play against. They don't have the most quality, they don't have the most talent, but every time I'm watching a Fulham game, I just feel like that team wants it more than the other team. That manager,
Yeah.
I don't know what he's telling them. I don't know if he's giving them all Red Bull or shots of epinephrine before the matches.
They got
But they-
Jamie Vardy as a guest speaker.
No, but I don't know. Again, there's no like deep analysis with this, but just Fulham play with their hair on fire. And I just think sometimes they get results like this just based on sheer will, not talent.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Yeah,
what I
I
predicted,
agree.
obviously, but West Ham should have been able to get the 3 points here. But hey, man, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, man?
I think Fulham deserved to win. There was no chance West Ham was gonna come back. It was just like that one slip.
Yeah, one slip.
Jimenez. How about Jimenez? Raul Jimenez was the one that got the goal.
After this guy, he was a really promising striker, and then obviously he had the injury, he cracked his skull, and now he wears that protective thing. I don't know, maybe if you crack your skull, you're probably going to be a bit hesitant, and I think he was hesitant for the next couple seasons, and I think we're finally seeing him get comfortable again, heading the ball, playing the ball, like taking on those dangerous chances. I think he's starting to finally shake off the kind of mental block that an injury like that gives you, and I mean, hopefully for him, he can keep the scoring up, especially for your fantasy team,
Yeah.
Max. Huh? Huh?
And do you guys think he will start? Like he will be the starting striker for Fulham?
I think it would be unjust to bench him after scoring when
Yeah.
Munez played 3 games in a row and didn't score. I think he at least starts the next game, and then if he doesn't score, maybe he rotates. And the goal. I think the ultimate goal is to get Munez, because Munez is the younger one,
Sure.
the future star that they want to bring up.
Sure.
Raul Jimenez is 34, or I think,
Something
or
like that.
33.
Yeah.
So but I personally think he's going to start next game. I think Raul Jimenez will start, kind of like how they do Chris Wood and Taiwo Awoniyi and
Yeah.
in Nottingham Forest. So like you can't drop Wood if he's scoring all the goals.
Sure.
You
I mean, it's a long season. You're probably going to see some back and forth between the two of them based on who is in form. What is the manager's name again? Marco Silva. Yeah, Marco Silva.
Marco Silva.
He might just be taking it as just like a like in NFL football. Sometimes they go with the hot hand approach. Like whoever is producing for me, I'm just going to keep rolling him out there.
Yeah.
So they could be kind of the same deal here. Whoever's going to put those goals away, let's roll him out there and just keep trying to get as many points
Did
as
you
possible.
guys see the pass by Smith Rowe?
Oh yeah.
It was a
And
nice. Kept it inside. Kept it in right at the edge of the box. I mean,
He had a couple of chances too. He looked pretty
I
good.
saw.
Arsenal,
Yeah.
with Odegaard being, I mean, I know we'll get to Arsenal, right? But with Odegaard being on the shelf, I know some Arsenal fans were seeing that and were like, oh, should we have done that?
Yeah.
Should we have done that? But we'll get to that game. Let's move on to Manchester City versus Brentford. Yes. At the
As
Etihad
usual, I'll let
Stadium.
you guys take over.
I had no doubt we're gonna come back.
It's so insane, dude. It is so insane how we can allow a goal in 25 seconds and I'm as cool as a cucumber, They have just given their supporters, and I know people were upset in the stadium, why can't we get a clean sheet? We sleep, we pick every match 20 seconds to just completely fall asleep, and then that's how we can concede goals. But I mean, same thing. I didn't have a doubt in my mind that we would make it happen.
I must admit though, whatever Pep Guardiola was trying in the first 25 minutes, that was a big mess. Like, please don't try this again. Because having Gundogan and Kovacic, I mean, we were very slow on the pressure. Like we were getting played on from the middle. Our defense was very open. We definitely didn't like what was happening. Brentford would have scored more goals.
Sure.
And that would have put us in like more trouble
Mhm.
until like the second half when we fixed things and we had Rodri finally coming back to start in that DM position. So that definitely the second half, like that was Man City's half.
Mhm.
But thanks to Erling Haaland for keeping us
Honestly,
alive.
honestly, Amir, like Pep Guardiola should have just listened to you. He should have listened to the last podcast where you said, "Don't touch the back four, don't change it."
Yeah.
I know we have a Champions League game, so maybe we want to. Again,
Yeah.
I didn't think that this would be the game that he would try to experiment and keep those guys fresh, but I forgot about the format of the Champions League. So my thinking was he's going to go with his normal back four against Brentford, and then maybe in the first Champions League game, then he'll give John Stone some playing time, give Kyle Walker some playing time, because I forgot that usually the first group stage game is against a weak opponent. It's a chance to, but now the formats change, and our first game is against Inter Milan. We can't experiment. We have to go put the best team out there. So then that's why I was like, okay, now it makes sense that we kind of put some different players on that back line, and it led to conceding, but we got the 3 points.
You guys haven't got a clean sheet. I mean, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, what matters is winning, but
Yeah.
it just, yeah.
Yeah, but Erling Haaland almost got us another hat trick. He hit the crossbar.
Thank God.
He's in form. He's playing really, really good.
And he was fuming trying to get that third one.
Yeah. Tactically and even on a skill level, I think he really improved a lot. I don't know what he did over the summer, if he was training on his own, but he really improved like his touches, his dribbling, his thinking, his movements on the field. I think he's going to be a big danger for all opponents, which is something nice to see.
He was taking ice baths in Norway. That's what he was doing. Eating fresh salmon caught from the streams.
Pickled herring for vitality, Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Aston Villa versus Everton. Oh, my goodness.
Dude,
Everton blew a 2-0 lead yet again.
I have a comment. Wait, before we continue.
Please.
Dominic Calvert-Lewin missed 2 one-on-ones that could have completely turned this game.
Yes.
I'm not even an Everton fan. What a dumb striker. What a dumb and wasteful striker. 2 1v1s. The first one, he tries to be pretty and round the keeper. What a waste. And then the second one, again, like, you could have either squared it, you could have picked the corner. So I think that was the critical time because it was 2-0 at that time. I think, or 2-1. It was 2-1 at that time.
Yep.
If he got that goal, it would have been 3-1. He could have made it 4-1 at one point. So he lost Everton that game at that moment. The game completely shifted after that miss from Calvert-Lewin. So that's the difference between having a clinical striker. They can shift the game at a certain point. So I don't know. What do you guys think? I recognized that, and I was like, that's a turning point.
I do have 2 points about Everton, actually. So they conceded 12 goals in 4 games. That's like 3 goals per game.
Relegation form.
Yeah, definitely relegation form. And if you look at their schedule, I mean, they're not playing those. I mean, Aston Villa is a tough opponent, but leading up to December, in December, they're playing Man U, Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea. So if they don't pick up those wins,
they're getting relegated after Christmas.
Exactly. We might see them with 0 points. I don't know, just very few points at this point. So I do still it's worrying. It's definitely worrying for them. It might be the year.
Dang. I really hope not. The only note I have for this game that's sticking in my head is I don't think I've ever seen a striker that's better at finishing with his head than his feet. That's Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He is. Yeah. I've never seen that before. I mean, as an aerial threat, I have to say he's one of the best in the Premier League. But with his feet, it's like watching Kyle Walker take shots sometimes. Okay? So, I don't know. It's football. It's not headball, So, he has to... It's so bizarre to me, man. I'm trying to think of other players that I was more confident in them heading the ball than striking with their feet. And he's the only one that I can think of. It's ridiculous. Everton, please get some points, man. Oh, I'm going to predict right now ahead of time, they'll get a result against Man United. Boom. I said it. You heard it. Episode 7, mark it.
Is that next week?
I don't know.
That's this weekend.
I don't know. Actually,
okay.
It's gonna whenever that happens. Yes.
Can we shift to Aston Villa?
Yeah, sure.
Because
they definitely deserve.
Watkins finally got 2 goals. I mean, talk about a game to get 2 goals. He's back on track, but completely outshined by his co-striker, Duran.
What a goal, man!
What a strike!
What a goal!
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
he came off the bench and did that.
He did. Yeah, it was amazing.
Do you remember? Do you guys remember when I said last week that if Duran gets the start, I'm worried about my because I predicted a tie, I think, and I was worried.
Did you predict?
Yeah, so
yeah,
I was off about that because he didn't start. But man, did he finish? He didn't start the game, but he finished the game. Holy crap! You know.
I think we predicted that they will stumble because they have that first Champions League game.
Right.
But it really does show like they have a good personality. Like they are showing who they are. They deserve to be in 4th place last year. So,
but very poor defense from both teams. I will say that Aston Villa the first half was all Everton. Their defense was broken, and I mean Everton was running around the defenders. So that's just a thing to know. That's kind of important, and that'll come back to haunt them in the Champions League if they kind of have that kind of defense against Everton. Imagine how they're going to play against Bayern Munich. I mean, oh gosh, let's see.
I'm trying to think. I think Dwight McNeil had a really impressive goal. I think he is one bright spot on this Everton side, but other than that, I just don't see much on this squad that is giving me confidence that they, as of right now, is going to be able to stay up. So,
and even McNeil is a finicky. You don't know. He's a very spotty player.
Sure,
you don't know
very
when he's going to come up.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
all right. Yeah. Bournemouth versus Chelsea. What do you guys have for this one?
I mean,
you go first, Samir. I mean, I have so much to say, but
same problems with Chelsea's defense, I would say. And I think Caicedo needs to be either dropped or I don't think Caicedo deserved to start. I think he played poorly, but they switched a couple of things in the defensive line. They had Disasi start as a right back because Malo Gusto was injured, so that may have contributed to things. They looked a little shaky in the back, but
19 shots.
Yeah, that was
19 shots.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
And Bournemouth really they would have went up in the game, but Evan Nilsson missed that penalty.
Yep, he missed the penalty.
Yep. It was a poor penalty. A poor penalty,
really?
By the way.
I thought it was
good save by Sanchez.
I don't know.
I thought it was a good save, but I just thought it was a predictable penalty, and it's not like he shot it with confidence in a corner.
I thought it was good ball placement, but maybe should have had a little bit more power on it, and that might have made the difference. It was kind of a weak shot, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, have some courage. It's your first goal. Whip it in one of the corners. I mean,
he's got the yips. He's got the yips, man.
What else were you gonna say, Amir? I don't want to interrupt you, but I have some stuff to say too.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, I mean, on the bright spot there, Nkunku scored and Jadon Sancho assisted. So that was good.
That's a Chelsea fan in the back? He's bursting up.
It's working at Jackson.
I was gonna say that so I mean Bournemouth, we got to give them credit again. They look fantastic up front. Tavernier was so close in the 3rd minute to hitting a top 90 strike. That would have been beautiful. And then throughout the game, I mean, their attack looks fantastic. Evan Nielsen, I know he missed the penalty, and that was hopefully trying to end the drought, but he still hasn't got on the score sheet. So that's something concerning for them. They want to get the striker obviously on it, but
sure.
And Kunku, I don't know if you guys saw the goal. I mean, that was some good strength, good turn. I
Yeah,
mean, that's a
good dribbling.
yeah.
Yep.
That's something good to see. Chelsea grinding out a 1-0 win that they probably didn't deserve, but
Kofta. Yeah. I'm
yeah,
just flat out saying it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
it is Kofta. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
Bournemouth dominated. They deserved to win, but
Nkunku was very mad when he celebrated that goal. I think he really doesn't like being
dude,
benched.
he kicked a microphone
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
floor. Like kick a corner flag.
Mm-hmm.
Why
Yeah.
kick a mic,
Mm-hmm.
man? Like, come on, man. That's
Been a yellow card.
you made the cameraman
Yeah.
like upset.
Yeah.
I know.
Again, yeah. I mean, I kind of interrupted you guys. I'm sorry, but I did feel this was a Kofta win for Chelsea. Bournemouth had 19 shots, 7 on target, 1 penalty missed.
Yeah,
The defense is so leaky on that team. It's unbelievable. I mean, Bournemouth looked decent this year, but this is not a side that should be putting that many shots on target on a team that spent $1 billion to put the squad together. So,
yeah.
yeah, they got the win, but it's all kofta at the end of the day. And it's not good kofta. It's dried up meat turds.
Yeah.
You know?
You know, one of those dried or burnt, like slightly burned ones that you get at parties, and you're like,
Dried
yeah,
meat turd.
which ton to
I'm
me?
not calling out any
Which
tunts.
ton made this?
No. Don't call out any
This-
tunts.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get my head ripped off, okay? But
No matter how much tahina you put on it, it's not going to
the
change the
tahina,
caca you
somehow
have.
the tahina makes it drier. How does that happen? How does that happen? You put a liquid on something and it actually makes it
Yeah.
drier.
This
Yes,
is
yeah,
exactly
the
what
tunts.
Chelsea's policy is.
Yeah.
Guys, look at the bright side. I mean, Chelsea got a win away in a late game on a Saturday, so I gotta give them
You're
credit
being too
for
nice
that.
to them, dude. I guess somebody has to be
I-
nice to them. Somebody. Okay, we'll let
But
it
he
be.
hates Arsenal.
Yeah.
He like whooped into Arsenal last
Well,
week. Now you're being
I-
nice to the other side of London.
I mean, I actually have nice stuff to say about Arsenal this week. So.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's just get
let's
right
see.
into it because Tottenham,
Yeah.
Arsenal, North London derby in Hotspur Stadium.
Yeah.
Arsenal was able to pull out a 1-0 victory. Wow, what a game.
It beats me.
Hey,
What a
yeah.
game.
It beats me. Spurs. Since you have so much to say, you start, Amir.
I think losing Rice and Odegaard and still getting a win in North London derby
It's
away
big.
from home. It's a big game.
Big statement. Yeah.
Yeah, and you gotta win before going to Man City. So you still show like anything is possible. Still with this league, I think it's a lot. It really shows that Arsenal have really improved their game over the past few years. One quick note, I mean, with this type of games, I mean, you're losing your playmaker. I mean, you have to have other tactics. You have to rely on probably like set pieces, and this is something that Arsenal have really improved on over the past few years. It's that it makes it 24 goals from set pieces from the start of last year.
Wow.
That makes them the top team scoring from set pieces, and compared to I think they since 2020 the 2020-2021 season they hired that new set piece coach where that 2020-2021 season they had 10 goals, and since then they had like more than like 15 goals
Yeah.
a season after. So
And they got some big, strong. I mean, Saliba, Gabriel. Those are big bodies, big aerial threats in the
Yeah.
box too.
Yeah.
What? So I was just looking at the stats, and that's how the game reflected it by it. Tottenham had 15 total shots, 5 on target. Arsenal had half the amount, 7 shots, 4 on target. Again, it's the same thing. Spurs having so many chances created. Okay, I thought Solanke coming in the lineup would change things. I wasn't impressed with Solanke. I don't know what is your take on him? Like, what do you guys think on his quote unquote first debut for Spurs in the Premier League?
Well, I wouldn't say he is to blame for a lot of what's happening here. They are pretty toothless up front, but you have on one side of the pitch you have Brennan Johnson, who is basically at this point just a crossing merchant, gets the ball, dribbles a little bit, crosses it to the middle, and hopes someone gets their foot at the end of it. And then when you take him off when he's not performing or playing well, which is almost every game, who do they put in? A promising young guy named Odegaard, who's from Burnley. This is not a guy in he's maybe a good developmental player, but this was a team that needed to go out and get some wingers. They spent
Yeah.
$45 million on Archie Gray, and he's not playing. He's like one of their young, promising guys. They bought a bunch of kids this transfer window, not guys that are actually going to be able to make a difference probably this season.
Yeah.
And so you got Solanke doing a lot of the same stuff that Harry Kane. I mean, he's no Harry Kane. Let's just be honest. But he's doing a lot of the same stuff that Harry Kane did when he was in Tottenham, having to come down and receive the ball and link up play and try to help receive the ball, pass it out to the wingers, and then they miss their chances. So, yeah, he's missing his chances. At this point, you're starting to get the yips because he was a big money signing and he hasn't gotten that goal yet. So, obviously, that is part of it. But I wish I had some better analysis. But you said Amir talked about the set piece goals. You guys know that phrase, like, when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object? This is an unstoppable force meeting a very, very, very easily movable object. Because you have one team that excels at set pieces playing a team that is the worst in the Premier League at guarding set pieces. I think they allowed the most set piece goals, corner kick goals last season, and they have not stopped that this year. So it was just... Even though it was against the run of play, it is so obvious that if Arsenal was going to get a goal, it was going to be from a Gabriel header. Like, I think anybody could predict that.
Did you see the goal?
Yeah.
I mean, this is a goalkeeper punch all day.
Yeah.
This is in the box. This is Vicario to come out and punch it.
Yes.
I think it's part of the technique that Arsenal is playing. They do have Arsenal players marking the goalkeeper, so they
but the goal is on Vicario. There is no way that the defense can stop a goal like that is that close to the goal. Mm-hmm. The only way is if the goalkeeper punches it, and more than likely he's going to get a foul called on him, and it's their goal free. Like, they'll get a goal kick. The fact that the Vicario just stands in the box and then tries to have a sudden reaction to block the goal. I mean, show some courage and push through the players and try to swing and punch the goal. That's something Lloris would have, like, whether he concusses a person on the way getting a punch, but he will make sure that a player doesn't get to the ball.
Sure.
So I blame that goal on Vicario. I mean,
to be fair, and I like that the Tottenham fan or players didn't mention this. I mean, maybe they would get fined, or I'm not really sure. But I did think that was a foul on Gabriel on the goal. He two-hand, and I know there's some jostling that happens in the box on corner kicks, but he two-hand shoves Christian Romero out of the way and then goes and jumps. It wasn't like, when they're jumping, they're kind of grabbing each other, holding on, shoving each other. This was like, no, I'm going to two-hand push you and then go jump and head this goal in. And they didn't call it. So
football technique.
Basically, yeah. It was like a sumo wrestler pushing a guy out of the ring. So,
Yeah, one more thing I wanted to say. Honestly, David Raya, I think he's the best keeper, or top 5 keepers in the world right now. He's really good with his feet. He's a good shot stopper, and honestly, will deserve that he starts over Ramsdale, and Ramsdale just move on.
He's in Southampton now. Poor guy.
Yeah. Christian, do you think Spurs will still win their first trophy after what they have done so far?
What a prediction!
I have them finishing top 4 as well. So I'm kind of in on the Spurs this year. I was, but I'm just, the set piece goals. You would think in the offseason they would get a guy to come in and teach them defensive tactics for set pieces. It doesn't feel like they have done anything to address those problems, because even though I do think that was a foul on Christian Romero from Gabriel, just every set piece, it's like if they defend it, the crowd is like, their heart sinks. It's like they're expecting a goal from a set piece. They're so vulnerable on those set pieces. So can I give one shout out to someone, boys, if you don't mind?
Yeah.
Ethan Nwaneri came into the game.
Did he play?
He played 5
minutes. But this, just hear me out here, guys. Just hear me out, right? Okay. Arsenal, like we said, they were playing defensive the entire game. Jurrien Timber was, to me, was the man of the match. He was
really good.
He was unbelievable, honestly.
Really.
But they were basically defending most of the game, absorbing pressure. They put this kid in towards the end of the game, and immediately he created a chance. This 17-year-old kid from their academy comes in, plays a beautiful ball to crap. I don't remember. I don't know what I don't remember who it was to, but he did some link-up play in the midfield, which you didn't see the entire game because Arsenal's midfield was basically non-existent. They put this guy in there. He did some link-up play, created a chance. They didn't score it, but he's a baller. He's a baller, boys.
He really is.
There's my analysis of his 5 minutes of... Yeah. All right, you guys got anything else for this game?
I think I talked to Amir about Martinelli and how much he's disappointing me, but I'll save that for another rant.
Yep.
Because
let's give him another week.
We'll give him another week and see, because he's just continuing to just provide only pace. And there was a time in the game when he had, I don't remember, was it the 2v1, and he decided to take it on his own rather than pass.
Right.
I mean, come on, dude.
Saka,
I know you want to get your confidence up.
I think the defender closed up the pass to Saka, but he could have taken another dribble and squared that up and buried it.
It was a weak shot. Like, he's letting down his team, man. I mean,
he doesn't have the confidence. Yeah, and he sensed that he's going to be dropped very soon.
He better be dropped. Yeah, I'd rather have Nwaneri play instead.
Yeah, Trossard. There is Sterling, who was a veteran out there, just waiting for his chance to. Yeah.
I thought he was a threat in the first half, but everybody knows that he is this guy that he's an outlet because he's got so much pace and he's very quick and he can really put pressure on the defense with his speed and attacking mentality and everything like that. But at some point, if Arsenal are going to hoist trophies, he needs to be more than just a fast outlet. He's got to be more than that. So,
exactly.
But I really thought he was a threat in the first half. But I think Arsenal fans are probably sick of. Yeah, we know he's fast, and we can lob a ball out to him, and David Raya might be able to punt a ball down to him, and he can chase it down and beat a guy. But at some point, he's going to have to put some goals away. So
and we don't have time to wait. They got a title to win.
I could wait. I'm okay.
You could.
All right, last game of the week: Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Newcastle United.
I think that was the best game of the week, honestly.
Really?
It was really fun.
Yeah,
it was really fun to watch.
The goal.
There was a lot of
Mario Lemina.
They were going back and forth. Yeah,
break
that
that
was a
one
beautiful
down
goal.
For me, Amir.
Honestly,
beautiful.
Honestly, it is so smart the way they did leading up to the goal, and I really like those little touches. People would see it as a tap in, but the pass through Cunha let the pass through his legs and literally just took the defenders out of the game, and Lemina just tapping in the goal. I think these are always really nice to see.
Mm-hmm.
For me, what sticks out is the Barnes goal. I mean, that's just what that was. And Shar's goal was good too. Yeah. It was just a deflection, but two beautiful goals from Newcastle, and they get another win.
I think Barnes' goal was just like a classic PlayStation goal. Like you just
R1 circle.
I know. It's so beautiful, and it's like it was right in the right spot, and it just hit the net like the way we wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's the second game in a row, right? That's the second game in a row for him to get a goal. Barnes.
Oh, I think so.
He scored the week before.
I think so. Yeah. Wow. Good for him. Yeah. The one I was telling Max this before we started recording, but that goal that Wolverhampton Wanderers scored, it felt like an MSN goal from the Barcelona days. Okay, when Messi plays across and then Luis Suarez might just leave it for Neymar to tap it in. I know I'm really shooting for the stars there, but just the quality of that goal was really impressive. I thought Strand Larson, was really strong in staying up and playing that ball. But Newcastle have the players that have unbelievable quality. And again, I think the most impressive thing about the Barnes goal to me was the composure. A 98-minute goal. You'd think you'd be nervy. He's got ice in his veins, my guys, huh? Ice in his veins.
That goal was the 80th minute. Yeah.
I'm sorry. My bad.
But yeah, it was. I mean, they scored two goals right at the end of the game, 75 and 80th minute.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I must say honestly, Pope kept Newcastle in the game because Wolves looked more dangerous throughout, like until the 75th minute probably. But really, Wolves look really good. I think we're still yet to see them win maybe a game, but they looked really, really good overall.
All right, you guys got anything else?
No.
All right. Well, we are going to take a little break here. When we get back, we will give you guys an updated scoreboard and we will give our predictions for round 5.
Let's get it.
All right, guys, welcome back. We were going to go take a look at our updated scoreboard as of right now. I know you guys are all rooting for me, all the listeners are rooting for me, and I'm sorry I failed you guys this week. I just had a couple off games, but we'll get this back on track, okay? As of right now, we have Max with 35 points.
Nice. Woo. Insert. Woo.
Insert.
Right.
Amir's got 25 points, and Christian has 30 points. So we're all,
Wait,
Wow.
this is
Oh my god, I did a lot better.
this is a big week for me to cut into that lead that Max has. So let's go over some predictions. What do you think, boys?
Let's do it.
All right.
Let's do it.
7:30 a.m. Saturday, September 21st. We have West Ham versus Chelsea. What a game this is. This should not be the early morning game, right? Am I crazy?
I'm gonna wake up for that.
Yeah,
man.
I mean,
that's a good
this is gonna
game.
I think it'll be
It's a good
competitive.
game to
What do you
watch.
guys think?
I mean, I'm thinking 1-1.
Oh, dang
I
it.
don't know.
Dang it.
I think 1-1.
Dang it.
Was that yours?
Yeah, that was mine. Amir?
I think 2-1 West Ham.
2-1 West Ham. Okay.
Lucas Paqueta is gonna live behind Caicedo. He's gonna have those nice. Yeah. He's just gonna roam freely in that area.
Okay, fair enough.
Nice shot.
Fair enough. I have to
Yeah.
say, I really looked at this matchup and I said this has to end 1-1.
Yeah.
But part of me feels that Chelsea's defense is so leaky that they will. I think West Ham could get more than one goal, but then Chelsea will get some kuft at the end, boys, and just tie this up. I'm going to go 2-2. I think 2-2.
Wow.
Yeah, I think there'll be
That's a
some
high-scoring
goals.
game.
Yes.
But with that Malo Gusto not playing, honestly, Chelsea lost a lot of their attacking threat.
Yes.
And if they have Disasi playing, I don't think Chelsea can
I
get
agree.
goals. I don't know if Malo Gusto is going to play this game, but
I guess we'll wait.
Doesn't
that's
look
my
like it.
prediction.
We'll wait and see. 10 a.m. Aston Villa versus Wolves. Now this one, boys, Aston Villa is going to be after their Champions League game, so I'm not calling for a trap game on this one. I will. If you guys don't mind, I'll go first just so we can rotate, and you guys don't feel like I'm copying you. I'm going to go 2-1 Aston Villa on this one. I think they're going to be able to pull out a win. I think Duran keeps his scoring form going, and he puts a goal away. What's up?
I'm saying the same scoreline. 2-1 Aston Villa.
Okay, this guy. See this guy, Amir? Copying me?
It was
See this?
before you talked. I had the number in my head already.
all right. I'm gonna say 1-1.
1-1. Okay. Look at Amir
Okay.
trying to catch up.
Aston Villa are gonna be exhausted.
Yeah, they probably will be. That
They
actually
play on
sounds
Tuesday,
good.
man. That's
Still, I mean,
Tuesdays are no, and they're playing young boys. I mean, they're not. That's not going to be their full squad, really.
their boys are younger.
Yeah,
Probably
the boys are younger. They're fresh.
That's a horrible dad joke.
All right.
Oh.
Next, we got Fulham versus Newcastle.
Mouth watering.
Okay. All right. Mouth watering. Max, I think after that, you should probably give it a prediction then.
I will go 2-1 Newcastle.
2-1 Newcastle. Okay. Amir, what do you think?
I think 1-1.
1-1?
That's
Amir likes
fun.
ties this week. He likes
Yeah.
ties. Oh, man. I'm going to say, I just want to, I'm going to say 2-1 Fulham. I think Fulham are going to pull this
Ooh,
one out.
okay.
Yes.
All
They're at
right.
home.
I think so.
They'll pull this one out. Leicester City versus Everton. Please give me a
Oh my god.
please give me some points, Everton. Come on. Not for me, just for your sanity, you know? What do you think, boys?
I think 2-0 Leicester City.
Oh gosh.
Unfortunately.
No.
Okay.
You
Max.
guys think Everton's gonna win?
I'm going. You know what? I'm going to go 2-1 Everton.
Wow, okay. 2-1 Everton. They're going to get the
DLC
3
is gonna
points.
score a brace.
With all the losses they've been incurring, I don't know if they're just going to come out and get a win in this one. They're going to be on the road as well. I I'll say 1-1. 1-1. They get some points. They get on the scoreboard points wise. Okay. Liverpool versus Bournemouth. We got two high-flying attacking teams here. I'll be honest with you, boys.
I don't know whether to cry.
I don't see clean sheets in this one, boys. I think Bournemouth create a lot of chances. Liverpool obviously are going to want to redeem themselves after that embarrassing loss against Nottingham Forest. I don't know if you remember that, Max, but they lost to Nottingham Forest at home last week. So I just wanted to...
I remember your story from the...
Just letting you know that lost Nottingham Forest last week at home. Okay. So in this one, I'm going to say 3-1 Liverpool. I think they're going to put it on Bournemouth. What do you guys think?
I was thinking that same number, but I'm gonna go 2-1 Liverpool.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be an ugly game.
Fair enough. All right, Amir.
I think it's gonna be 1-0 Bournemouth.
Wow.
Oh, you're crazy!
Oh my God.
We never lose two games like these back to back. No chance.
I mean, you never lost it during Jurgen Klopp's era, but now Arne Slot's gonna be a little shaky going into that game.
So Amir is predicting that Arne Slot is not going to be wearing a hat in this one. That's what he's basically saying there.
Oh.
All right. Southampton versus Ipswich, the gross game of the week.
Ipswich will win 1-0.
Okay. Sounds gross. Amir, what do you think?
I think the same prediction.
0-1, okay.
1-0.
I really don't see Southampton... I'll say 2-1 Ipswich. I think Ipswich will win, but Southampton might get another Sugawara goal or something like that, you know? All right, Tottenham versus Brentford. Tottenham's got to redeem themselves, am I right?
No.
No?
I don't think you are.
They don't have to?
I don't know.
But my prediction...
You go first.
All right.
Brentford looked really good against Man City.
They did look good.
I was like, wow, this is a really good team.
It'll be a back and forth game, but ultimately I'm going to say a 2-1 victory for Tottenham, and Dominic Solanke gets on the score sheet. What's up? Boom.
I say 1-1.
1-1. Okay. No conviction in that prediction. All right, Amir, hit me.
I think 2-1 Brentford.
2-1 Brentford.
And we're on to all three different guesses.
Oh.
Maybe that's why I'm in the last place.
All right. Okay, this one actually might be the gross. This one actually might be the gross game of the week. This next one. You guys ready for this? Crystal Palace.
I'm ready. Yeah.
Man United.
2-1 Man United.
Nah. Okay. Amir,
I think they're on momentum.
I actually think Man U is going to win 2-0.
2-0. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. 2-0. Crystal.
They keep the same formation, the same starting lineup, everything the same. I think they should be able to win it.
All right. Let's take a look. Crystal Palace is at home. They can score goals, but they can't defend. Man United got a win against Southampton. That was Kufta. That keeps Ten Hag with his job. 2-1 Crystal Palace. 2-1 Crystal Palace.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yep. Crystal Palace is going to win.
Okay,
That's what's going to happen, boys.
Fair.
All right. Sunday, September 22nd at 9 a.m., we have Brighton versus Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest coming off a thrilling victory against Liverpool. What are they going to do in this game, boys?
You didn't have to emphasize that much.
Momentum.
This is tricky. If somebody's ready, go before me.
Amir?
Yeah, I think Brian is going to win 2-0.
2-0. Okay. All right. 2-0.
Yeah.
Really?
All right. Max, you want me to go before you?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, you go first.
I'll say 2-1 Brighton. They created a lot of opportunities in their previous match. They just didn't put them away. I think they put them away in this one. But Nottingham will get one counter-attacking goal. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to go 1-0 Brighton.
1-0 Brighton. Okay. All right. Good enough. And we have the game of the week at 11:30 a.m. Sunday, September 22nd. We have Manchester City hosting Arsenal.
Wow. At home. Yeah.
Amir, please tell me. Give me some good news.
I need to think about this.
Okay, Max.
Maybe
give me some good news.
Let Max go first.
Give me some good news, Max.
I really want to say, I don't. My heart doesn't want to say Man City's gonna win. I really don't want to.
But you know it.
But for the sake of it, even if I'm wrong, I'm gonna say 1-1.
1-1. Wow. Okay. Max 1-1. Wow. All right. Amir, would you like me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm looking at this game. I'm seeing that Arsenal back line. Is Odegaard going to be playing? You think he'll be back or?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think Odegaard will be back. We are a little vulnerable on set pieces. I'm going to say 2-1 Man City. 2-1 Manchester City getting the win.
Can never get a clean sheet.
Can never get a clean. That's the only reason I said 2-1. Yeah. We just don't get clean sheets.
I think it's going to be 3-2.
3-2. Wow.
Man Holy City. Crap.
It's going to be...
Dang.
I would love that. I mean...
Erling Haaland. Score a hat-trick.
Another hat-trick?
Actually, no. You know what? I think De Bruyne is going to score in this game.
Yeah. Okay. Good stuff.
He loves Arsenal. He loves Arsenal.
That's true. All right. Boys, we did it. We concluded this. Round 5. Predictions in the books. How are you guys feeling about your predictions?
I feel good. Yeah? I feel good. I'm nervous about that Man City Arsenal game.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
Season decider.
Sounds good. All right. I have one last question for you guys. Based on this past week that we saw, what would you guys say was the most impressive goal you saw this past week? I have a feeling we're all going to have different answers on this one. So I just wanted to get your opinion just because, you know, as the week go on, we're going to be documenting what happens. But this week just was a week that had some really impressive goals. So what do you think?
The John Duran one was amazing. I mean, that one has to be it. But I know somebody else is going to take it. For me, Harvey Barnes is the one that was just beautiful. It just looked so smooth. Mm-hmm. And it's just the power and the composure. It reminded me of prime Gareth Bale at Spurs. How he would just come in and... Yeah. So that one's for me. That's the one.
It was beautiful.
What do you think, Amir?
I think, thinking about it more, I think the Duran goal, it was impressive. Like the shot, the position, how far it was, the strength, the swerve, everything.
The commentary.
Dude, it did like an S in the air. It was amazing.
Yeah. It was iconic.
And to win the game too, you know?
Yes. And how important it was, yeah.
He is clipping at Ollie Watkins' heels, my guys. Clipping at those heels. Yes. You know?
It will definitely be the game of the goal of the month, I think, already.
Enough.
Definitely.
For me, I was just really impressed by the Wolves goal. Again, it just reminded me of prime Barcelona, Messi type of finishing, and the build up and everything was. They got some tiki taka to them. That team, you know, they got a little tiki taka to them, you know.
Yeah.
So I'll go with that one. You guys got anything else?
Hopefully more good goals to come.
Sounds good.
Let's see.
All right. Yes.
Not from Holland. Yep.
All right.
More goals for Holland.
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in this time. Please shout out to DJ Musri for creating the music for this podcast. Please go check out his page and like and subscribe to his stuff. And like and subscribe and tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend about the Pitch Invaders podcast. Thanks, guys.